Hello everyone and welcome back to English Valley Cafe. My name is Anne. We use the future tense in our daily conversations all the time. So today in this video, I'm going to show you 5 common ways that we use the future tense in an everyday conversation. So let's start off by talking about the most common future tense, and that is be going to plus the verb. So for example, I'm going to fly to San Jose next month. It's going to rain next week. So notice both of these sentences here. I start off with a be verb. I am, it is, or he is, she is, we are, they are, plus going to, and then the verb in the base form. And usually we use this form of the future tense to talk about an event or a plan that we have in the near future. So we know that it's going to happen very soon, maybe next week, maybe later on today, maybe next month. It's going to be happening very soon. And we are pretty certain that it's going to happen. So there might be some kind of a proof or evidence. So in the example sentence, I'm going to fly to San Jose next month. I already purchased my ticket. I already reserved a hotel. So I have some kind of proof or evidence that it's going to happen. It's going to rain next week. The weather forecast on the news tells us that it's going to rain. There's some kind of evidence that it's going to happen. So be going to plus the verb. That's one form of the future tense that we use all the time in daily conversation. The second one is will plus a verb. For example, the economy will get better. In 20 years, people will own a self-driving car. I will never drink and drive again. Or, I will get this to you by tomorrow. I will get this to you by tomorrow. So notice in these sentences here, the first two sentences, I'm making some kind of prediction. Okay, so when we talk about a prediction, something far into the future, we will use this form will plus a verb. Or in the last two sentences, I am making some kind of promise, right? I will never drink and drive again. So I'm making some kind of promise. When you're making a promise, we typically use the future tense of will plus a verb. Now here, you'll notice that when we use will plus a verb, we're talking about the future, but this is far into the future. It's not going to happen tomorrow or next week or next month. It's going to happen maybe in 20 years or in 30 years. And it's usually not as certain. We're not really sure if it's going to happen. So in this case, we'll use will plus the verb. Okay, so it's indefinite. We're not sure. We're making some kind of prediction. Next off, we have the future continuous. So for example, I will be leaving early tomorrow. She'll be visiting her son in the summer. So notice here, we're using will be plus the verb in ing form. Okay, so I will be leaving early. He will be leaving early. She will be leaving early. They will be leaving early. Or we will be leaving early. And then with a verb that's in the ing form. And we use the future continuous when we want to talk about an action that will happen at a certain point or a certain time in the future. Okay, so this is the future continuous. The last two forms of the future tense that I'm going to talk about is a little bit different. The first one is the simple tense. And you're thinking, but simple tense is used to talk about a routine or a habit that we have. And that is true. That's when we use simple tense. But we can also use the simple tense to talk about the future. So for example, they open at 5 p.m. for dinner. the plane arrives at 7 o'clock tonight. Or the movie starts at 7:30. Okay, so here we are using the simple tense, but to talk about a future event or a schedule. Okay, so when we want to talk about some kind of schedule or timetable, then we will use the simple tense. The other one is the present continuous. And you're thinking, but present continuous is used to talk about an action that is happening at the moment. And that's correct. But we can also use it to talk about a future event. So for example, she's working next week. I'm taking the IELTS exam in 2 weeks. Or we're meeting with clients later today. So here we're using the present continuous. The grammar structure is exactly the same. You have be verb plus a verb in the ing form. But we can use this to talk about something that is going to happen very soon. Again, maybe a plan or an appointment that you have. Okay, so present continuous is also used to talk about the future. And there you have it. These are the 5 future tense that you can use in a daily conversation. I hope you find this video useful. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to English Valley Cafe. I upload new videos every week. If you have a special request on a certain specific topic that you would like me to explain in a video, please let me know down in the comments. And for practice, let me know, what do you plan to do this weekend? What do you plan to do this weekend? Practice using the future tense. Write a sentence down in the comments below. I will correct your sentence. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in the next video. Bye.